Hello and welcome back to another update episode. Today I'm going to take you for a look around the garden. We're going to be harvesting some more chilies. I have some preparations to make for the winter time and also a few announcements for you guys. And all that's coming up right after this. Let's start off with the vegetable beds this time, and I'll show you what's been going on there. I've done a few harvests through the season that I haven't really shown you guys. I just haven't been able to fit them into the videos, but I'll show them up on the screen in a little bit. All in all, I've been quite impressed with the Three Sisters bed, and it has produced well this year. We've had lots of corn and plenty squash. We've had these summer squash come through lovely, and we've got a few to pick today. We've got these here, patty pan squashes. I shouldn't let them get that big. And of course my lovely gem squashes. These are just awesome. We had some last night and just delicious. So I'll be picking all of these, and you can see a few more down there. There's a few down that side. There's another type of squash over there. I'm not too sure what it's called, but if we just come around this side we can see it. And there it is. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's another type of squash that I will be picking. Another baby summer squash over here, and I'm picking that too. So it's been pretty good. I'm going to be picking a few ears of corn. We have been harvesting through the year as well, so again, been pretty happy with the harvest. I think the season has been a bit hit or miss in terms of the weather, so we probably would have had a lot more if it was last season, in terms of growing this last season, but I can't really complain because we've had plenty for the table and it has tasted really, really good. So today we're going to be doing some preparations for the winter time. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm going to dig up this bed over here, which is where I had the beetroot, and I'm going to be planting garlic. So normal garlic, not like I did last year, which was the giant, I think elephant garlic, I think it's called. Had a good harvest of that, but it was not as intense as the garlic that I like, so I probably won't grow it again. It was nice to do it just for a bit of an experience. Anyway, let's move on to the chilies and go and see what we're going to be harvesting today. So in the greenhouse we have a lot more ripening up again, and over here we're going to be able to pick quite a few peppers. So I will be doing that in a little while. We'll just do a quick look through here. I'm not going to go through every plant. I know that in the last video there were a few comments saying that you guys would be more than happy to watch an hour and a half or 3-hour video of me talking about my peppers, but in reality I'm not sure that's something that most people want to watch. But you can see loads of lovely peppers coming through still and ripening. What's especially impressive is the amount of peri-peri that we've got over here. So loads of peri-peri that are ripening. And the one thing I do want to point out while I'm in here, if I don't break this bush, well, it's just, so I need to kind of get through here. There's quite a bush growing here. This is from the hydroponics bed. Let me just try and come under it, and we'll come through to the peri-peri, and we can have a look and see our crossed peri-peri, see if they're ripe, and indeed they are. Look at that. So we'll be picking that today. That looks perfect, and we'll be drying that out and getting some seeds from it. And the other one is down here, and again it has quite a bit of corking on it. You see that over there, which I'm not really seeing on the other ones. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if that's just from the stress of me taking off all the petals when I did the cross-pollination, but regardless, that has ripened up nicely, and I'm going to be picking that one too. It's quite a large one actually, but yeah, I'll be picking that. We're going to dry it out, get the seeds, and we'll start the process of going through the generations and see what we actually get from these crossed peppers. But loads of other peri-peri to pick here, and I've got a really cool sauce coming up very soon. I'm actually going to start working on that today for you guys. So in the next month or so, you will have a very cool sauce. So that's the view coming back into my greenhouse. It's still just lovely and green, even though it is the beginning of October. But I reckon we've still got another month or so before these will all start dying off. I have turned down the frequency of the watering that I'm doing, because as you can see, if I just get this to brighten up a bit, we can see that there's a lot of standing water here, and that's because the plants aren't using up the amount of water that I'm giving it. So I've actually turned off my scheduling, and I'm going to be manually making sure these plants have enough water, because when it's cold like this, they're not exactly going to be sucking up the water. Over here we have the H9 or H9 yellow lanterns. Loads more coming through. They just keep on coming. I've harvested so much from this. It's incredible. This one's broken off, unfortunately, but still we've got loads of pods in there that I can get, so I'm not going to waste those. And we've got some beautiful sauce coming from this. It's quite a spicy pepper. I need to do a checking out chilies with ChilliChump episode on these. But they are a very spicy, very tasty pepper, and abundant. I would suggest growing them next year if you are going to be making yourself some sauce, because they just grow so easily and massive harvests. So really happy with that. Let's go through to the polytunnel and see what we're going to be picking there. Let's look inside the polytunnel. Still looking like a jungle in here, and there's some impressive chilies. I actually came in here yesterday because I needed to harvest some more super hots for a sauce I'm making for you guys. And yeah, I did a load of picking. I think I got about 1 kilogram of peppers, and that was just from, I think it was 2 bushes, but we can see down there loads of ripe ones coming through. But what I really wanted to show you guys, check out those. These are enormous. Look at those things. These are the THC chocolate scorpions, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to do a taste test of these, and I might even do that today, which will mean a future video for you guys. But these are just so impressive looking. Look at them. Some of them have gone a little bit beyond. That's gone all woody on the outside, but I think something tried to eat it and probably gave up very quickly because of how hot it is. But there's massive amounts of these, just loads, and they are really impressive looking. So I'm going to do a bit of a harvest of those as well. We have quite a few cayenne down the end there, which again I'm going to be using in not a sauce but actually a chutney I'm busy making. That one I'm not sure it'll go up for sale, but it's one I'm making for my family and just testing out a recipe. So if I like it, if the family approve, then it might be something as well that you guys will be able to buy in the future. And unfortunately it's a bit of a pain getting over there. I mean literally a pain, because there is a stinging nettle growing out in amongst those chilies, so I have to be careful trying to get in there. But let's go around to the other side, because there are some peppers I want to show you there that are quite pretty. You can see the stinging nettles that keep stinging me over there. I need some long sleeves when I work in here now, I think, but I need to make sure that I don't get any stinging nettles next year if I can. I have a couple ideas about that. But if we look down here, these are what I wanted to show you, these beautiful purple peppers. I think they are the Ahia Yuyo, and they've just been growing all season long, loads and loads of them. Very pretty looking, and yeah, nice tree to have in the chili garden. And while we're down here, I might as well have a look down there. We can see some more Bactums down there. So the orange ones over there, and over here, these are the Cap 270, which actually not a bad tasting pepper. And we have our cayenne that I pointed out a little bit earlier, and another stinging nettle. One of the announcements for this video is around seeds. I get asked all the time to provide seeds, and I'd love to do that for everybody. I just obviously have a limited number of seeds, and I did come up with a way to do this, which has been going for a little while now, and that is Patreon. So if you sign up on Patreon, I have a tier where you will get a variety of my seeds from my greenhouse. The second method I was working on was to work with someone like Vitali. And obviously he's a seed vendor, and I was going to work on a seed package that you guys could buy, like a ChilliChump seed package, so you could follow along next year with some of the types I'm going to be growing, and also make some of the sauces I'm going to make when it comes to the end of the season. However, one of the things I really wanted in that seed pack was my peri-peri seeds. The problem is I isolated a ton of my peri-peri chilies, but there was a bit of a mishap. I don't know what happened. I think one of my peri-peri plants was attacked by a slug or something, and I'll show you that in just a sec. But pretty much all of those failed. They all died. The whole plant is pretty much lying on the ground, and that was a bit of a pain. Now, that doesn't mean I don't have any seeds. I have loads of my peri-peri seeds, but not enough for what I intended with that seed pack from Vitali. So what I am going to be doing is there will still be a seed pack, and you guys will be able to grow along with me next year with a variety of seeds that Vitali and I are coming up with. There's also going to be a competition. So in that seed pack, we're going to be doing poblanos, and we're going to be seeing, like I did this year, who can grow the biggest poblano. It'll be really cool to see. I'm not sure whether there'll be prizes or anything like that, but it'll be fun for you guys to play along with me and see how you do in comparison to what I do and what each other do. So that'll be following along on my Facebook group, which I just started, so make sure you go and sign up there, the ChilliChump Facebook group. But with the peri-peri seeds, I do have some. To get those, you're going to need to sign up on my Patreon. I have a limited number, so if you sign up on Patreon on a certain tier, then you'll get a variety of my seeds, as well as some of these peri-peri seeds as well. So there is an option for you if you do want some of this peri-peri. I'm more than happy to provide them to you, but it is a bit limited. I have quite a few new subscribers, and I get tons and tons of emails almost every day, and it's the only way I could think of to make it somewhat fair. Anyway, let's have a look at the peri-peri, and you can see what I'm talking about. Down there is my peri-peri, and you can see it's just not very happy, and this is basically what I'm looking at. So I think the plant, it's further along down there. The plant itself has, I don't know, it's been eaten. Something's happened to it, and yeah, I was pretty upset about that. So when I isolate my peppers, I put one of these around them, and I got loads of these just lying on the ground because of dead peppers. Very unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Hopefully next year I'll be able to do something which will be able to accommodate more people, but for this year, unfortunately, I'm a little bit stuck. I have enough seeds for maybe 80 people to get some isolated chili seeds from my peri-peri, but that's about it, and that's just not enough for what I'm intending with the Vitali seed pack. So that's it in the Polytunnel. I've got a bit of harvesting to do here. I'll take a few photos so you can see how much I've actually harvested today in both the greenhouse and the Polytunnel. But right now I need to prepare this bed for the garlic planting, and I'll be back with you right after that. The garlic is all planted now and ready to grow to be a future addition in some of my hot sauces. Talking of hot sauces, last week I released my first hot sauce for public sale, and I exclusively made it available to my Patreons just as a thank you, to show my appreciation for your support for me. And I was sold out within a matter of hours, and that is awesome. Thank you guys so much. It just again showing how much you're supporting me. It really does mean the world to me, but it does mean that I couldn't release it to the public because there was nothing left. But there are going to be loads more hot sauces coming. I've got so much going on in the Furminator right now, some awesome new sauces that I'm sure you guys are going to love, and there's also some other things as well, some spices, dried spices that I know that you guys will also love. Something to mention with this, selling of my hot sauces and stuff, the biggest challenge I've had is around post and packaging. I feel so bad about how expensive it can be to certain places. I'm posting pretty much worldwide. There are some limitations. Certain countries, you may have problems with duties and customs, so do check before you make a purchase. But I am shipping to most places. The US, there seems to be no problems. I'll find out very soon, because you guys will be receiving the sauces I sent last week. There's a few other places I know that everywhere in Europe is no problem at all because of the trade agreement that we have in the UK with the rest of Europe. So anyone in Europe, there shouldn't be any problems at all with customs and duties, and I think the postage is a little bit cheaper as well. But postage, it's always going to be a problem when I'm posting things worldwide. I'm using Royal Mail, and I'm trying to keep my prices as low as I can. I'm not charging extra for the postage. I'm literally charging you what I get charged from Royal Mail. I'm going to keep looking for better ways to do it, cheaper ways to do it, and more efficient ways to get my sources to you and my other stuff as well. If there's anyone that knows of any better way to do it, more than happy to hear about it. Either email me through my website or comment on this video if you want. But I'm doing the best I can, and hopefully I'll be able to get my hot sauces into your hands as soon as possible. Something else to mention is my recipe book. I mentioned that in a few videos, and there's going to be some mention of it in a few more in the future, so sorry if I'm going on about it, but I'm quite excited about it. I have about 70 or 80 recipes in there right now. I need to just do a bit more editing, getting it to look great, so when it's in your hands you're going to love it. What I've done is I've set up a new tier on my Patreon. So if you go sign up on my Patreon to support me, and there's no pressure to do it, but if you do, there is a tier where you will basically be pre-ordering the book. I will send you out the book as soon as it's available. You'll be one of the first to receive it, and also it'll be customized. Put a little bit of a thing in the front couple pages and sign it for you guys. But I'm really excited about this book. My wife is helping me out and being very supportive, so thank you as well. It's quite an exciting endeavor. I'm spending a lot of time on it, and there's a lot of the old recipes that you would have seen on my channel already. There's a lot of new ones there as well, and a lot of the ones that haven't yet released, so videos that are coming up soon. I've already written the recipe out in the recipe book, and it gives you a bit of a taste of what's to come. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and until the next time, stay spicy.